Blood Bowl. I'm Complacent Badger.
I'm Sierra Kilo.
And we are watching the Crazy 8's versus the Nordic Kneecappers.
Yeah, buddy.
So, looking at 130 as the team value difference, Crazy 8's actually lower than you.
Yes, sir. I think he's coming in with 11 players without any backups.
Yeah, and last game he had, at the beginning of the season, he culled a lot of those, what we considered excessive assistant coaches and cheerleaders.
Right.
So, should be an interesting match. It's pretty straight, brawly teams against one another. You've got a little bit of new strategy going on, trying out some new players.
All right, so I've got a thrower. I'm only running one werewolf right now because I cut one and the other one's out for from an injury, so he'll be back next. So that's a level 1 brand new werewolf, level 1 brand new thrower, level 1 brand new berserker, 2 of them actually, and then for whatever reason I couldn't get my runner on the pitch there, so that's why I don't have that 5th reroll. So I was a little upset about that, but that's just...
Ugh. Yeah, another thing that we hope to see in Blood Bowl 2 is that it doesn't glitch and restrict your players. Interesting that you put the berserkers on the line.
Yeah. I was hoping to get a little more action on them. They've got block as well.
Yeah, due to the frenzy and jump up, I think they would have facilitated you a little better on the sides where you put the linemen on the line.
Later in the match, that's what they're going to go to. But right now, I just wanted to kind of take his attention on those new players and see what I could do.
Yeah, and I mean maybe it'll work. I don't know. I think it would be hard to tell if you weren't looking at the team roster ahead of time that these guys are even berserkers.
Oh, and it's tough for me as the coach to figure out who them berserkers are.
So there's that kind of taste of frenzy on that berserker, not having that strength 4 went into a 1 die afterwards. It worked out for you.
Right.
With block and whatnot, not a terrible risk, but something that I'm always afraid of.
Yeah, I did get into a lot of 1 dies this time, so...
Frenzy will do that to you.
Oh, not just with Frenzy, but just in general. Like, I threw a lot of 1 dies this game. Most of them went to my favor, but you know, really trying to menace the ball carrier as much as possible while still not feeding that bloodletter, man. But he's gonna get fed.
Yeah, that Bloodthirster is rough. As you can see, utilizing a blitz to give assist, and then between all these hits, getting 2 stuns on you, opening up that lane very well. Leaving himself quite open on the left side over here.
Yeah, having that many players down was immediately pretty tough, but I feel like overall he's kind of put himself in a pocket. Getting that dauntless action.
Very nice.
Yeah, baby.
Abusing that lack of block on the Bloodthirster.
So now I feel a little bit better. Going to get some more guys in there and see what I can do about that ball.
So it looks like he's keeping a safety back there in case things go south, which I like to see.
Yep.
Brett just kind of menacing the backfield.
Yeah, he's. I mean, if they're gonna match him up with a dude, I'm gonna throw dice at him at the end every turn. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's how you do it, and then eventually he eats them, and then you move on to the next poor sap that's nearby.
Right. So super lucky for me that he rolled wild animals, so that'll be good.
Eats the blitz and whatnot, and ooh, wow, that was a lot of stuff. I don't know. I think maybe he was trying to reform the cage over on the left side.
Right. So failed, re-rolled, dodge, and then going for it on the failure. So
yeah. I don't know if that was a good move. I'm always for, especially if there's just this many guys and if they're entangled, getting the ball carrier out of there first.
Right. Just even pulling back because there's people everywhere.
Yeah. If you really felt the need, and that's why I always say run guys on your wings as well, just in case you need a quick lateral. If you get swamped like this, like you need a toss. So there's that broken jaw we've been looking for, and all thanks to that niggling injury.
Right.
So Brett getting some points and gonna find his new bitch shortly. Bloodthirster's back up. Not using the blitz. Using a blitz on an assist to get a 1 die into a 2 die, your choice. And that was a very bad... to me, that was a very bad choice on who to go for.
Yeah, and that's just... it kind of like shored up my little cage there area. So you can kind of see how that helps me in my next move.
Yeah. I think this player would have been much better heading downfield to kind of slow down this attack, because he was already adjacent. The little red was already adjacent to this player.
Right.
So so now you have pretty much without some dodges, you have an unmolested move to the end zone.
Right.
And you got all the key blitzing players kind of on the wrong side of the play.
Right. So I'm just gonna try to do what I can with the cage.
Nice.
If I can, I can. Then I roll a 4, so that's great.
It's worth a shot though. If you got the strength because of the assist with that claw,
right.
That's a lot of bang for your buck if you can get that bloodthirster out. Brett becomes king if you can do that.
That was the goal. That's why that was a sane move. But still, when you feel so bad, you get all the way down there, you get the penetration, you have the angle,
Oof.
you're good to go, and so that was a going for it.
Yes, that was a combination of a going for it into a 2 1 dies, which would have also, I think, after the frenzy, he would have to done another going for it. So basically, 4 d6s thrown out if you count the block dice as well.
Right.
Yeah, I think I would have just tried to tie up instead of doing all those crazy rolls, but that's just me.
Yep.
But yeah, over here, I'm 90% of the time don't ever go big guy to big guy just because they're really hard to bring down. With Claw in the mix, though, there's no reason not to go after the big guy if you have the strength.
Right, he's got that armor value 10, plus Claw brings it automatically down to 8, and I just felt like an asshole because all I rolled was a 4 for the pen.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. Didn't even get close, Brett.
Yeah, it's tough, and it didn't even give you the Mighty Blow bonus because it wouldn't have mattered.
Right.
So you were like, okay, done playing with the Bloodthirster, move on. Bloodthirster pushes your guy on the ground.
Right.
And looks like you can go for some hits before you go for the touchdown.
Oh, for sure. Look at how strong I am.
Yeah, you're in a good situation. He has suffered quite a lot of damage.
He did get 2 Bloodwiser babes. So,
okay. If I recall, some of those were done via dodges, right? Not all of them were injuries.
Right. At least 2 were self-induced.
All right.
One was the going for it. So yeah, either dodges or going for
Yeah.
it. So he's got 2 guys off the pitch on his own.
Mm-hmm. So pushing some guys around, just trying to get some free star player points, and it looks like the well might be dry other than Brett. So going for the multiple block.
Yeah,
First one works for a KO.
And then a 1 die because I couldn't get that off.
Yeah.
They gave me a choice. They said, "Do you want to use it or don't use it?" I said, "Meh, doesn't guts or glory, right?"
Yep. And then you got the fender down. It didn't get much, but hey, yeah, no big deal. Yeah, the 1 die with Brett that's a mega risky move, but did you still have a turn? And then all the KOs come back.
Yeah.
Everybody.
All 5.
Wow. So Bloodwiser babes really earning their keep. I mean, he spent 100 on it, so.
Yep. 6-5, 6-4.
Yeah, and he needed 2 of them for Horn Kill, the guy who got that kill last game. So I think that was probably the best purchase of Bloodwiser babes I've seen.
For sure.
So yeah, yeah, definitely pretty risky because according to this, had Brett messed that up for you, no touchdown for you. No, for some reason the turn counter was all stupid.
Yeah, it was kind of goofy, but I was like, I was like, I don't think I did that wrong.
No, now that it's showing the correct turn, you were fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, what's he doing? So you got the ball carrier kind of out. I was just talking about how just starting that sentence that he sets up the ball carrier, does not set up a cage, and goes to start hitting people. This is one of the worst things that you could possibly do.
But it's the end of the half, so.
You're absolutely right. But at the same,
wild animal. Yeah.
Just bad habit to get into.
Yeah, don't do it. Like, just don't. You gotta practice well to do well.
Right. So he's gonna stay there, no big deal.
Not to mention, if you hit him and then pick up the ball and throw it, he's just giving you star player points.
Right. Right.
And Gear's back. They actually
because I only have 11 usable players right now.
Nice. Well, he's only got 10 because and yeah, you're one of your berserkers didn't get to come back because you don't have Bloodweiser Babes. It wouldn't have helped anyways. It rolled a 1.
Right.
But yeah, so despite all of that, you still have the player advantage.
That's the best.
I always love it when the Bloodthirster kicks off. It's always so silly. Because him fly.
Right.
So he gets to reset, taking advantage of you not taking the line over there on the right side. However, lining up against this guy, it's going to be... Oh, going for the blitz on him. But, yeah, why not? Try to get this guy the bonus. With situations like that, when the opponent just like sets a guy up when they don't get first turn against one of my guys, I just bring someone from the back up and then just do a block. I'm just like, why would you do this? You just gave me a free block.
But I figured I could hit that guy for sure, move down pitch.
Yep.
Especially with a guy with that jump up.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oof. So that was double attacker down. No, sorry, both downs, use leader, and then double attacker down. That's terrible. And then stunned yourself.
Right. It's super fucking good.
All the good. And just pushing people down. All right.
So I'm like, at least I got the one touchdown off of him. So hopefully, if he does score, then I get the ball back and I can pull one out and looking for a 2-1 victory at this point.
Yeah. That was really good penetration of his right there.
Yeah. So now I'm just trying to figure out what to do. Where do I go? So I go, I'll throw it.
That would have been a good play, and then the 1 strikes.
All right.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's rookie thrower. You gotta get him star player points, but until he gets a couple, he's a bit rubbish.
Well, I mean, the shitty thing is that always feels good.
Yeah.
And then so that sucks because that's my plus 1 agility.
Yeah. So there goes that good lineman.
So he was actually being set up as my a lateral receiver.
Yeah.
So my plan was to get it to him and then up further and then down pitch if that was going to work out. Trying to set something up, use that thrower while I've got him. But so now it's going to get a little exciting, some dogpile action. Surprised he didn't throw against Brett.
Yeah, that is interesting. Probably because he didn't have anybody to assist and he was worried about the 1 die.
Right.
Alright, so over here, using Sure Hands, though he took a negative modifier because Thrower Son was there, still a good move with Sure Hands. It gives you a 75% chance of picking up the ball, and then he had Dodge afterwards, so he could have just left. Unfortunately, the dice weren't with him on that one, and you're able to kind of get more defense on the ball, get ready, but let's see if he can get you pulled off. Frenzy.
But that was
yeah, Frenzy pulling him off the ball, that might be a problem.
Right. But that was pretty frustrated. So after that pass failed, so I threw a 1, had to re-roll the pass into a scatter launch. Then my sure hands doesn't work for me, and I'm just like, well, this is the end of the world.
Yeah, and then him failing this dodge and going into a stun means that he has left this ball completely uncontested.
Yeah. So giving me the opportunity here. So now all I have to do is figure out how to take advantage of it.
And getting so bloodthirsty about getting to this ball, he put nobody on this potential receiver. But
I know it took me a while to contemplate that. I didn't want to bring him in, but
I didn't think there was a reason to bring him in, to be honest, but maybe if you don't trust the thrower.
So I wanted to get all the movement allowance out of him. Plus, picking it up was easier, so I used the sure hands.
Well, this is what I'm afraid of. This guy's got break tackle. And I think
Here's how I solved that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's in range. And I'm assuming 1 die. Yep. Lucky duck. Ugh. See, 1 die with people like Brett, that's equal odds to put him down as it is to put yourself down.
Oh, yeah. And dead with like mighty blows and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's just...
That's a gamble. So he would have had 3 movements, so yeah. I think I would have still done the break tackle to just get closer.
Yep.
Because had you failed to go for it at the end of that,
Yep.
and we've seen it. We've seen it a lot.
Yeah.
He would have had the bloodthirster there to kind of cover the ball. Maybe not necessarily pick it up, but cover it.
Right.
But, yeah, man, got to watch out for that frenzy. Throwing all those blocks, sometimes just standing there to cover the ball might be a better move. And just try to peel guys off and help you out. But if you just throw hits and leave the ball alone, then I know it's fun to throw dice and hit people, but it's not nice.
For a purpose, yeah.
Exactly. So we got a high kick. It's in the hand. Moving forward, blitzing the lineman. Second verse, same as the first.
Right. So he's got 3 turns to get a touchdown, get some points on the board. I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, at least with Corn Demon's team getting 2 touchdowns in 3 turns, there'd have to be some magical stuff and refs turning back the clock and whatnot.
Right. So this is just he gave me the opportunity to hit people, so he matched them up. So I've got a bunch of free players, so I'm just gonna kind of go down the line.
Yeah, and the matchups weren't that good. This one in particular was an odd choice to just put 1 guy against 2 when you could have either done 1 space away or just tied 1 up so you'd have to move into contest.
Right.
And then obviously you created this one, so...
I created all of them. He only matched one against one. For
okay.
all of them.
Oh, then I'm mistaken then.
Yeah.
So I had to brought in my runner, brought in gear.
Yeah, and when you're on offense and kind of in a situation where you need to get the ball moving, I don't understand why you would get adjacent anyways.
I was so mad at him for doing that. He's just like, of all the people to blitz, bro.
I mean,
that would have been. He could have taken the feathers off and put him on his head.
Yeah.
I'd have given them to him, man.
Oh, fouled.
You could tell he's pretty frustrated because he just got that injury, so now he's going after my guys, which is fair play.
Yep. Yep, good foul. I don't know if I would have done the strength 4 player. I think maybe I would have tried to do it with this guy. I didn't see the formation.
Trying to see what we can get going in here. Get that ball free.
Yep, and there it goes.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, this team struggles a little bit because no guard.
That's the end of his movement. That's the thrower.
Yeah.
So 2 going for it. Quick toss and get him. So he's off to the races.
Yeah.
So I think that he just got a little aggressive and a little frustrated, went on tilt, and didn't leave the ball carrier in a great position when he was trying to attack. Plus, losing that guy to an ejection makes a big difference.
Alright, so fixing that one.
Fractured skull into a badly hurt.
Yep. We've got, so yeah, that's basically the game. So, for you, I didn't see too terribly much wrong.
Yeah.
I'd say for the Crazy Eights, probably just got a little too aggressive in times where that was not needed.
Yeah. And so always that last bit right there where he gets to just knock the snot out of whoever he can. So
Yeah. So how did you feel about this game?
definitely some stupid, risky stuff that I did, but overall, I think that I controlled where he put his guys, and was able to move the ball fairly effectively. I like what my team's going for, but like you said in the very beginning, putting those new players, the positionals, in the right position on the pitch is going to be key for me to learn. I think that AJ did a fairly good job of his initial setups, but I think that he engaged too quickly with too many people and resorted into kind of overstepping to get back the matchups that he had. He's got good strength on the team and good agility on the team, but I'd like to see him use it more strategically than just, I have to hit everybody that I can.
Yeah, I think the big deal, the difference of why you were able to out-hit him in this game, and I don't think anybody would argue that it's clearly the case, that it was you just out-hit him, was due to the fact that Frenzy was trapping him a bit, and maybe not necessarily putting him down for a turnover, but was putting him into bad situations for the next turn, and you had more guard than he did.
Yep.
I think that was a huge factor, because once it got into those tussles, those big mobs, you outstrengthened him in every regard because of those guard players.
Right. And when it comes down to that as well, I think that the first two stuns, or the first two players off the pitch, were because of decisions that he made, whether it was a dodge out or a going for it that failed. So that gave me the player advantage early, and as soon as I get the player advantage, it's tough to come back from that with the strength. You know what I mean?
Indeed. Yeah, the only thing that I'd have for you is just, it's not really a down, but just get used to these new players. It's going to be interesting. You're going to have situations where, because it used to be basically that one of your werewolves was blitzing every turn.
Right.
That may not be the case anymore.
True.
The berserkers may have a better situation for the blitz.
Right, because they've got that block.
Yep, and agility 3 with pass, and the fact that he has block, I think your thrower is a good player. You just need to trust him, I think. He's gonna fuck up, but if you do quick passes, he's a 3+ with a reroll. That's really good.
Yeah, that's 100% true, because I failed that first one, but that second one was super good.
Yep, and then if you can get him up to that 6 as quick as possible, you can get him accurate, and then your quick passes are a 2+ with a reroll, and your short passes are a 3+ with a reroll. And I think that's what's going to be your bread and butter with this team, is just getting your berserkers through, because they're agility 3. And
right.
using them as receivers once they break through, and then just basically bulleting it in the back of their head, and they just get stuck there, and then they'll get a touchdown.
I've been using gear pretty heavily, and I'd like to have a secondary option, because now you've seen that he's got a target on him, and people are going to start going for him, and I need to be able to have a plan before that happens.
Yeah, and a good thing is if you can get this thrower leveled up, then you have a threat coming from different angles, so gear can actually capitalize a lot more, just as attention is spread.
Yep, for sure, and I've got that +1 agility player, so that makes everything better.
Yep.
When you combine it with that pass.
Yep, he's a potential receiver as well, so that's really good.
Good.
All right, well, we will catch you on the next one. Have a good one.
Later.